Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the next part of our weekly Fruits Basket Season 2 discussion series. And today we're going to be talking all about Episode 2, of course. And before we get into that, I do want to give a big thank you to those of you who shared last week's video over on Twitter. At MarianneQuinty2, at DudeMelio, at DarkFirePlayer4, at Stardust Boy, at Honda Gilbert, at Blue Rose Enigma, at It's Tired Andy, at Star Anime, at AnimeFan3535, and at Janime. Thank you all so much for sharing last week's video over on Twitter, and if you too would like to have your name shouted out in next week's Fruits Basket video, then be sure to share this video around on the internet, and then tag me at JoJo Talks Too Much over on Twitter, and I will be sure to shout out the first handful of you in next week's video. So, let's go ahead and get into it. I am so happy to have Fruits Basket back. I'm sure I said that last week, but I'm gonna repeat myself here one last time and say, oh my god, it is so good to have this show back, especially in the latter half of the episode when we get into some very real human emotion. It reminded me of why it was that we all fell for Fruits Basket so hard, and that's like the life lessons and like the emotional arcs the characters go in just a single episode that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy at the end, even if it seemed like the end wasn't gonna be happy and that we were gonna end on a down note. Most of the time, some episodes do leave you on a like, what's gonna happen next week? But for the most part, Fruits Basket seems to end with a nice little pick-me-up, and that's how this episode ends for sure. But there is one thing that I want to talk about before we get into the whole discussion about the future and stuff like that, and that is a specific character that I want to talk about, and it is my main man. It's Kazuma. Kazuma's that man. Like, again, like, I'm watching it on Crunchyroll, so they keep referring to him as Shishio, which is a little bit distracting, because I'm like, his name is Kazuma. Like, and the one dude does refer to him as Kazuma, so it's like, okay, I'm glad somebody says his name properly in this friggin' show. But, I know what Shishio means. I know it means master, but I'm just saying, like, then subtitle it as master, regardless. Yeah. Kazuma basically cementing his role as #1 dad in all of anime. Okay, that might be a stretch, but it's also kind of true. And seeing the genuine bond that he has with Kyo is so heartwarming, especially by comparison to Kyo's actual dad, who, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this character. Kyo's dad is a piece of work, man. I was gonna say something else, but I'm trying to keep it relatively PG right now, and I'm trying to bottle in my emotions because they are at an 11, but Kyo's dad is the absolute worst. The one thing I will say, and I don't know if this is necessarily a testament to Ibata, or if this is maybe the art directors, like a nod to the art director, regardless, I have to say, even though the man is despicable, you do kind of get an idea of who this guy is based on not only his attire, but also the room he's in. If I may do a little bit of analysis, it's not exactly character analysis, but it is a bit of design and background analysis, I suppose. The background art being in this sort of like this place is covered in records, so you could tell this guy's a music person. Like, this man's life is in some way dedicated to music, if he has an entire room dedicated to his albums, you know. And this man has vinyl, so at the very least, you know, he has a decent taste in the format in which he listens to his music. However, the dude is also, like I said, a piece of work. he's a snot, like, just for sure. And I mean, like, he's wearing like traditional sort of attire, so I have to assume that he's like not traditional in like a Japanese sense, but like a businessman sense. So he looks like the average kind of office worker. So I assume he's doing some 9 to 5 of like pencil pushing job. And that's not a knock against pencil pushers. I'm just saying, like, that's the attire that he's given. And it seems like his whole life is surrounded around his music, right? Like, his hobby seems to be music. So again, even though he's despicable, they do a decent amount to tell you enough about this character through the background and through his character designs, which I think is interesting. But what I found more interesting than that is watching Kazuma straight up tell this man, you're no parent of his. Because it's like, oh, the mic has been dropped. And it's true, because like this man, like the way he was speaking about our boy, it's like, no, like in Kazuma saying like, I would die for him. And that's what a parent is. Like that's to me like the sign that like this bond To quote Bobby from Supernatural, family don't end with blood. And like that is so true of Kazuma and Kyo, and seeing their relationship again, only in the second episode of season 2 as well. Like they just really throw this at you because it's like, hey man, we know you liked it in season 1, have some more. And yes, please, I will have more. It is lovely. And yeah, that whole scene is great. Also, I'm wondering what that's supposed to mean. Like when he says like, I would sooner die than have anything like that happen to Kyo. And Kyo remembers Akito. It's been a while since I had that like visceral reaction, but when I saw his big stupid face, I just wanted to punch it. Oh my god. Ibata is such a genius because the way they write the characters, it's like, ooh, just want to punch it. Like even if it's a character like Akito, it's like, ooh, like to get that visceral reaction from a character who we so rarely see, it says something. But like that smirk he said, like until like for your whole life or till death or something. Like he had a flashback. Kyo has a flashback of Akito saying something like to for the rest of your life or till your death or something like that. And the way his father was talking, I assume because of the monstrous version of Kyo, that the Sohmas are going to try to like lock him up somewhere for the rest of his days after he's graduated, which if that's where we're going, my heart can't take that. Like I can tell you that right now. And you know what else my heart can't take? Speaking of my boy Kazuma, he cut his hair. Don't cut your hair. First of all, I'm jealous because I can't cut my hair because we're still in the midst of a thing that I can't reference unless I want to get demonetized. But yeah, I can't cut my hair. So I'm jealous of my man cutting his hair. But Kazuma, don't cut your hair. You look so cool with long hair. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the episode. Namely, let's go ahead and talk about the big heartwarming moment. Let's go ahead and talk about the future. Tohru being nervous about the future and it not even really manifesting into emotion until like the end of the episode is so brilliantly done. Like so brilliantly done because you get the first hint at the very beginning of the episode that Tohru is nervous about this, right? Because when her teacher says like, hey, so we're gonna be doing our like career goals, like, so make sure you bring in like your worksheet and we'll go over it next week. And also it's parent teacher conference, so make sure to bring in your folks so they know what's going on. And my heart sank because I was like, don't bring that up. You know, Toru's mom is gone. Like, that sucks. But like at the same time, like I recognize like the teacher didn't mean to do it on purpose. It's just like, oh, my heart. But it does mean like we might get to see Toru's Gramps again, and I love that guy, so hopefully we do. I hate the rest of Toru's extended family, but Toru's Gramps is friggin' awesome. So I was like, all right, cool, we get to see Gramps again, right on, good stuff. But you see it throughout the episode, these little hints that Toru's heart is seizing up. Like she's nervous, something's holding her back. And it's the anxiety about the future. And when I was in school, I did have a similar sort of visceral reaction to the idea of school and will I be able to support myself and all this stuff. And spoilers, I am now in my 20s. I'm in my late 20s. And I still haven't gotten this figured out. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Tohru. So you freaking out as a teenager, believe me, it makes me feel like I should be freaking out even more. But it's just this universal fear of the unknown. Is it going to work out? Is everything going to be okay? Will I be able to make this like month's bills? Like, will I be able to live on my own? Will I be able to insert fear of the future here? And it's super genuine, especially for Tohru, because she knows like her mom's gone. So for a long time, she's had this fear inside her that she hasn't really confronted until now. This idea of, will I be okay on my own? And that fear manifesting even more with the idea that she found this new family in the Sohmas, and she may have to give that up someday, because who knows what the future's going to hold. And that scaring Tohru to the point of tears is so genuine and so moving, and also a clear sign to me that the Kyo Tohru ship is strong. Like, holy crap. Now, you guys may remember, if you're one of the classic good ones who have been here since the start of the Fruits Basket videos, you guys may remember that I was very much a Yuki Tohru shipper, 110%. That has waned in recent days, and it to me, I see them more as like that sort of person that you can't live without. It's not necessarily romantic, and it's not even necessarily like a brotherly, sisterly thing. It's just this sort of person that just you love to be around. Just your closest friend. Like that sort of like bond of like, I rely on you and I love you, but not in like a romantic way. Like that's what I get from Yuki Tohru. But Kyo Tohru, oh my god. That scene where he leans in, he's like, why are you such a crybaby? And like the way that they look, like with the dust effects and like the brightness and the color and oh my god, the music, the acting, it was all there. Like really playing it. My god, I'm such a like. Remember how like a couple of videos ago in the Balance Unlimited video, if you watch all my videos, and if you don't, then quick refresher. In my Balance Unlimited video, I tried to rein in the Fudonchi side of me and the shipping side of me, and man, that was so dumb because you guys know me by now. You know I'm a big shipper, and when I saw the Kyo Tohru scene this week, y'all, it's official. Like, I ship it 110%. It's like the whole episode felt like it was trying to be like, don't you get it? Like, they're supposed to be together. They're so good for each other. And just when I thought like that was gonna be the big cathartic moment, is Kyo just being there for Tohru, just being a shoulder to cry on. Shigure shows up and scares Kyo half to death, and is back to remind me why I called him a husbando in the first place, and I feel bad because he's still S tier, but like, you gotta knock it off with this Akito stuff, man. Akito, you are too good for Akito, Shigure. I don't know what's going on with you and Akito, because again, we're only on episode 2 of season 2, and I don't know how many seasons we're getting till we eventually get to find out what the hell is going on with Shigure and Akito. And no, that does not mean I want any manga fans to tell me what's going on. Allow me to be in the dark, because I'm enjoying the mystery. But still, Shigure shows up to remind us all why he's husbando, and ends the episode on a lovely little life lesson. And that's the thing I think I missed the most. FruBa has this sudden need every so often to give you like a life lesson. And this show is basically Life Lessons the anime. Easily summed up as that. And this life lesson about like being faced with an incredible amount of anxiety in the form of a mountain of laundry. And Shigure, which I was like, of course Shigure would make this like really weird analogy. But he goes like, imagine like you're surrounded by laundry, and there's laundry as far as the eye can see, and you're thinking like, how the hell am I supposed to get all of this done? I'm supposed to wash it by hand? There's no way. And then you just kind of start, and it seems overwhelming at times, and it will be overwhelming, but little by little, like wash by wash, you will get your way to the end, and eventually the sun will come out shining again, and you'll have finally finished your task. And that was basically his life lesson, to say like, yeah, sometimes you're gonna get overwhelmed by the future, and it's gonna seem impossible, and all the obstacles in your way are gonna seem incredibly overwhelming, and that's okay, because eventually you'll come out the other side, and the sun will still be there shining. And the fact that Shigure says that and then immediately follows it up with, cool, give me food, is the most Shigure thing ever, and the most Fruits Basket thing ever, and it's why I fell for this show as hard as I have. With that said, everybody, I'm going to wrap up this week's video. If you can't tell, I loved it. Again, absolute, like, you know what, that's I think what I want to ask you guys this week. What is your favorite lesson from Fruits Basket? What's your favorite lesson? Is it the plum on the back one? Because that one's all obviously going to have a special place in my heart as well. But what's your favorite life lesson from Fruits Basket? Let me know in the comments. And that's going to do it for today's video, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then by all means, hitting that like button and leaving a comment down below is a great way to help out this channel, as it pleases the almighty YouTube algorithm. So if you choose to do so, kudos to you. And if you're feeling extra supportive today, you can go ahead and check out all the links in the description. One goes to my Twitter, another one is to our Discord server, another one to our merch store if you feel like grabbing yourself a mug, and of course, our Patreon page. And speaking of the Patreon page, I do want to give a big thank you to those of you in the T Squadron who support this channel month to month. Let's go ahead and do the Earl Grey shoutouts. Izevi, Andrew W, Branson C, Bria Rose, Calvin A, Crowbar of Irony, Daniel G, Digger the Fox, Dominic G, Emily, Ionos, Urza, Ginkotaku, Godzilla Fan, No For Nothing, Maria T, Marshall B, Mater, Mirth Mouser, Cell, Shadow Creative, Stephen G, Sakochi, The Suavest Orange, Tristan G, and Veridon. Thanks so much for your continued support over on Patreon, everybody, and if you too would like to join the T Squadron, then be sure to check out the first link in the description to check out our Patreon page. That is a huge way to support the channel. And again, be sure to check out the other stuff in the Discord as well. Go join our Discord. It is now public. You can all join. Everybody can hop in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter if you want me to ramble at you even more. And until next time, you stay classy, AniTube, and wash your dang hands.